Definitely. So I've worked with Lil TJ, Sleepy Hollow, Chef G, J.I., Flip De Niro, DJ Khaled, Kanye, Alicia Keys, Fabio Foreign, anybody that you can think of, Davies, anybody. Your boys worked with them.
Name a few.
Just to name a few. Please get that business sorted. If you don't know the business, learn the business. And if you don't want to learn the business, then don't be in the business. Rework and animation is tedious. When I tell you animation is so tedious, like to do 1 minute of animation is 1,440 frames.
Wait, what?
And that's a fact.
Nah.
You could Google this right now. One single
I
minute.
got a headache, bro.
One single.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm coming. I'm coming right now. Come on in, huh?
Truly honored and blessed to spend and invest time with these guests, but most importantly, spend time and invest time with you too. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rob De La Rosa, the bald-headed Dominican from the Bronx, and all you gotta do to help me, help you, is like, comment, subscribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of In the Living Room podcast where we learn, laugh, and heal. And today we have a special guest, a multi-platinum cover artist, a animator, a producer. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the legendary, because y'all use that word too much, but this is a legendary moment. The one and only Kid Flash in the building. Clap it up for my boy.
Man, appreciate you for having me, my brother. Thank you.
And y'all should be clapping at home if you're looking at home and if you're listening in the car. Clap for this man because what I said is an understatement. When we talk about platinum cover artists, can we just name drop real quick to get people's attention of who you done work
Most
with?
definitely. So I've worked with Lil TJ, Sleepy Hollow, Chef G, J.I., Flip De Niro, DJ Khaled, Kanye, Alicia Keys, Fabio Foreign, anybody that you can think of, Davies, anybody. Your boys worked with them.
Name a few.
Just to name a few, a little light pack, you know what I mean?
So before we get into that, bro, can we get your background? Because that's a lot of people to work with.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things you've done, but can we get some of your background now where we can kind of understand who the human is behind the art?
So, I grew up in New Jersey for the most part. I started drawing when I was in the 5th grade. I was 10 years old when I started out. My boy, Taysir, he brought to the lunch table, he brought a drawing pad, you know what I'm saying? He used to be drawing and it became like a thing for our little group. Everybody else kind of like gave up on it. Me and him was the ones that was kind of, keeping it up. So I was just so determined, like, seeing his style and how passionate he was about it kind of gave me inspiration at a young age. And over the years, I just developed that craft, got better at it, you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of like built it to something that became second nature to me. And then over that time that passed, I ended up meeting my boy Tyon in college, who put me onto a Davies camp. I did my first cover art, and then it started a whole new lane for me from there. And before I knew it, I was just that kid just drawing in art class, just everybody came to in high school to do their art projects. And now I'm over here doing art projects for some of the biggest names in the game. And I'm blessed, I'm humbled, I'm just grateful, bro.
Bro, that's amazing. And here's what I want to know. Because when I think about, I used to draw when I was a kid, right? And I was definitely one of those kids that just stopped, right? Because I would look at probably someone like Flash and be like, yo, nah, it ain't that good. So did you think early on that your art would lead you to this direction? Like, did you feel like you had a distinctive style early on, or it took time for you to believe in your work?
Personally, I didn't expect it to go as far as it did. I just thought I was gonna, I knew art was my passion. I knew that's what I wanted to do, especially animation. That's what I really saw myself doing, but I didn't expect it to go this route because I honestly was unaware of this like realm of the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just brought up thinking like, oh, if you were famous, it's just because he was famous. Like I didn't know what it took to be in that limelight or in that industry. So when I got introduced to it, I was like, oh, I didn't know that this was even a thing. So when I got into it, it kind of like I stumbled upon it. I didn't really like choose it. It kind of found me almost. So it's kind of like I kind of compare it to like, not to make so many DC references because I'm, Flash, but it's like kind of like the Green Lantern ring. Like the Green Lantern ring chooses its next host. Like after the next person who owned it first dies,
Right.
It chooses that person. You have to show that willpower to wield that ring. So that analogy is basically to say, like, I got into something because I love to do it, and it's something that I adjusted to and grew up with, and then it just kind of found me. Like this lane opened itself for me. So call it divine timing or what, but I just didn't really see it for myself. It just kind of unfolded that way. So I just went with the wind and just see where it blew me. Yeah. Boom.
So I want to kind of give more like a perspective for the audience, I guess. So like when you first got this opportunity. How old were you, and how did it feel? Were you like, was it overwhelming or underwhelming because you weren't too sure?
Yeah.
Kind of want to know, like, how does that come across your table?
Yeah. So
what's your response, kind of deal?
I was 19 at the time. Just turned 19 actually, because my birthday is 420. So.
Hell of a birthday.
I get that all the time. People don't ever believe that either.
Right, that's crazy.
But yeah, my birthday 420. So shout out all the 420.
420s, yeah,
420 friendly, my guys. Yeah, we outside. But,
That's hilarious.
so so I had literally just turned 19 that year. It was 2017 November. I was in Pratt Institute. I was in class drawing, and the opportunity just came. My bro had called me. He's like, "Yo, bro, I got this song with Dave East." Now, at the time, I only heard about the name. I didn't know how big he was at the time. So when I heard he was a feature on the song, I was literally in class when I made that cover. So I was like, just drawing it, sent it out. Then it made Hypebeast magazine, and from there, it was just like inquiries started flying in. So I was pretty young. I didn't really have no business mindset. I was just doing a favor for a friend, and it turned into a career. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, it was a little bit overwhelming at first because it was like so many people inquiring, both like just normal people and celebrity people and just artists and labels. And I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, what has happened?
Right,
So
right.
it was a lot to take in, especially as a teenager. But I was a very well-minded, well-rounded kind of individual from young. So I have a great upbringing as well. So I feel like I had a mature outlook on it rather than the, yo, I'm lit, I'm this person, I'm that person. I looked at it in a way most people wouldn't at my age. And I feel like that's what was able to like cement me as the person I am now and allow me to kind of like look at situations different and elevate to a certain like extent. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of like say that it was overwhelming, but it was manageable.
Okay, I guess that's great to see, and you got to a piece where I want to lead to as well.
Yeah.
Speaking on your upbringing, so when you get this news, to you it's like cool, but do you go to your parents? You're 19, so do your parents get the call right away? Like, how did they react to what was going on?
You're actually the first person that ever asked me that, so I love that. Nobody really asked me about like my parents' reaction or my family's reaction, so I love that. That's dope. I tell them only for like things that I know they would understand, because they old school, so they not too knowing of who Dave East and all these little TJs and stuff are. So it's like they be like, okay, cool, but like when it's somebody they knew, like when I told them I did City of Gods and Kanye was on it, they was like, wait. You did what with who?
Right. Now he paid attention. My son.
Yeah. So, because not to say, like, they always supported me. They're my number one supporters from everything. Mom, Dad, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much, and I thank y'all for everything. But it's like I said, it's like they don't know these people. So it's like when you say it to them, it's not like you're not gonna get the reaction you want and be like, oh my God, Mom, I did this. They can be like, who? so like, you know what I mean? So it was dope when, I started working with more people, like even some of the old school people. I worked with like Papoose. I did stuff with Jadakiss and a few other names.
Fire.
Scram Jones, shout out Scram Jones. So when they started hearing me do stuff with like those people, like their era of music, they was like, all right, wait, you climbing the ranks a little quick, my guy. Like, I love that for you. So yeah, Mom Dukes and Pops was definitely in my corner from day one. They believed in it. They didn't even know it was gonna get to this point, but they always had that chip on their shoulder, like, you know what, he can do something. I know he's destined for greatness. Whatever that is, it's just for him to find out and for the Lord to like kind of like lay out in front of him. So I just trust in him and them and just move in that light throughout my life, and I just take things as it is.
since we're already speaking on your family, because I'm aware that you also have siblings,
Yes.
right? And I think the moment that the cap that makes me about your story is just your grace on your art, but how it was all like brought together through family. Because if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken, was it your brother who was the first person that you saw draw, or was it anything like that?
So actually, I'm the only one in my family that actually knows how to draw.
Oh,
Like
really?
I'm self-taught. Everything. I have 3 sisters. Shout out all of my sisters. Yeah, I'm the only boy.
Who's
so.
the OG that showed you how to draw? It was somebody.
My,
that
my
you-
boy Taysir
There you go.
in school. That was
Copy.
5th grade. Yeah, so like he brought it into school. He was kind of just like showing me the ways of how he drew his characters. I kind of like bounced off of those ideas and started creating my own characters in the same world as his, and then we kind of like built it as like a little middle school thing to just kind of like build, just to have fun. And then it turned into a real hobby for me, and then the hobby turned into a career, and then now we're here.
So speaking on how it turns into a career, when do you make that switch? Like you get a whole bunch of people hitting you up.
Yeah.
You said overwhelming but manageable.
Yeah.
Like when is it time in to say, hold on, maybe I got a business here opposed to just a hobby? What steps did you take?
So I went to my family as again. My pops, I went to him first. He was like, maybe you should look into the business, but he knows about the business stuff, but he doesn't know the technicalities and the real in depth part of it. He just not like a little bit deeper than surface level. He told me that, so I went to my uncle. Shout out Uncle Al. He's also another person who's in this creative lane as me as well. He does like DJing for like churches and other events and stuff like that. Shout out DJ Augie for me. That's his
Shout out
DJ
to
name.
Unc.
So
That's fire.
Shout out Unc for me. Go tune in for my boy. Book him. Yeah, he's the one who gave me that in-depth side of the business, the LLC, and through his knowledge and deeper understanding of it, gave me that deeper understanding. And then I created an LLC when I was 19. So like literally a couple months after I got everything finished with the Davies cover, and it's been like a year or close to a year of me just doing business and stuff like that. He was like, "Yo, bro, get that LLC, get everything in your business name. Don't write everything off of your taxes and stuff like that. Don't pay for a damn thing." And him giving me that knowledge is why I'm so like business savvy, business ready, and I'm ready to put that into other people in my lane, because I have a lot of people that come to me now, be like other cover artists, be like, "Yo, how do you do this? How do you do the business side?" So it's like it's all cool and fun and games when you got all these artists hitting you for projects and stuff, but if you don't handle that business, it's like you just giving away your art for free. You know what I'm saying? And not to say it's a bad thing to do that, but I would you should, if you deserve you put in a lot of work, you have great art, you have talent, get paid for it. Like I understand the opportunity, you got to do a lookout or here and there too. I understand that, but like for the most part, get your ends, because at the end of the day, people will try to take advantage of you. If they keep seeing they could get it for free, they're gonna keep getting it for free, and then they're gonna make you look like the bad guy because you want to now charge for something that you're deserving of, something that you put time and effort and hard work into. Now they try to make it a problem when you ask for, your just dues, and that's wrong. So I try to tell other upcoming artists and stuff like that, even if they're not in my lane, because it goes for all lanes. Please get that business sorted. If you don't know the business, learn the business. And if you don't want to learn the business, then don't be in the business.
Boys talking.
You feel me?
Boys talk. Yo, nah, here's why.
Feel me?
Because
Like-
that came from, y'all felt that? That came from the core, right? I felt like
yeah, man.
you have some experiences. You don't have to name drop here, right? But can you give me a time? Because this is what I'm thinking about
Yeah.
when I think about your story. 19, you're a kid, bro. Thank God for your uncle.
Yep.
They're putting you on game and understanding how the importance of putting everything into your LLC, right? Because today in the information world, you should be paying attention to like everything should be documented in the business.
Absolutely.
But when has there been a time where you felt like my work, I'm somewhat being exploited because of my age, maybe? I'm only asking because if I see a 19-year-old that's
Yeah.
not in this world, got ill art, I'm thinking he may not know. What do you charge? And
Yeah.
has there been a situation that you could look back and say, I learned from the situation, and how do you change from there?
Yeah. I'm not gonna name names,
For sure.
but it was a situation where I was supposed to do a music video for an artist, and we had prior work together. We was working on a lot of cover art stuff back to back. Everything was cool, came to a set price on everything. Everything was fine. But then when it came to this music video, because the song was very popular, it was getting a lot of trending, people doing challenges to it and stuff like that, and they wanted to streamline the production of everything. So I'm saying like, hey, I'm all for doing it at the price we agreed at, but being that I need, basically it's like a rush order. Like I'm trying to basically now give a rush fee because something that would have taken me 2 weeks of time, for example, you wanted in less than that, like a week or a couple of days. So it's like, and we discussed, signed everything, like, hey, this is the amount of time I need to produce the amount that you're paying for, everything. And then they're like, nah, we need it faster, we need this. So I was like, all right, that's no problem. I could streamline the process, but it's like, you got to kind of like give me a little extra to move a little faster because now I'm kind of rushing. And then God, let's say if there's any kind of changes you might need on your end, now I have to go back and rework. And animation is tedious. When I tell you animation is so tedious, like to do 1 minute of animation is 1,440 frames.
Wait, what?
And that's a fact.
Nah.
You could Google this right now. One single
I
minute,
got a headache, bro.
one single minute of animation is 1,440 frames, meaning I have to sketch it out for that whole minute, right? Different scenes, different things happening in that 1 minute, because 1 minute is a long time.
It's a long time, bro.
It's a long time. And people, and this is, I want to clarify this. Animation is not video. It has elements of like what it is to record a music video or shoot a video, but it's like making a music video drawn though. So now the minute of animation of, let's say, a scene where you kicked up, you got a bunch of girls on a sports car, and then you got like, I don't know, like money falling. I have to draw the women doing their reactions. I have to draw the cars jumping up and down. I have to draw you performing. I have to draw every single frame of the money falling and twisting and turning and everything. And then if I mess up a frame, I got to go back and redo the whole thing. And that's just the sketch part. That's what we call roughs in the animation world. Then after you do the roughs, which is the sketch, you do cleanup, making everything smooth, making sure it's not all jumpy and everything, making sure it's like ready to go. Then you got to do the same 1,440 frames in cleanup, 1,440 frames in the inking stage, and the coloring stage, the compositing stage, the shading. So it's like 8 different stages for that 1 minute of animation, and it's 1,440 frames. So do that math: 1,440 frames times 8.
Right. Because I'm over here like, give me the game, bro. I'm not heavy, bro. Let me just say, shout out to Wally for asking what to frame it, bro.
Facts.
I just thought when you said this, I said that's 8,455 in 1 minute, bro. Like that's 3 people in one scene, 4 people in one scene, 4,000. But what's the frame? What is a frame?
For those who don't know, a frame is a still image, basically. Like if you take a picture, that's how videos work. Basically, it's like your camera is taking several pictures of you. So if I'm putting my hand up and down, and you're recording this like how we are right now, the camera inside of the technical side of the camera, it's taking picture.
That's cool.
And then when you play it, 24 frames per second. That's why you got FPS. That stands for frames per second. So if it takes me 24 frames to do this gesture right here, that means that camera just shot 24 different pictures of me doing this and back down. So 12 up, 12 down. And then you got that little 1 second animation because 24 frames is 1 second. So me just doing this is 1 second. And that's 24 images from resting position, up,
Hey, you drawing that.
But I have to draw that now. So that's animation. That's animation in a nutshell. So when us animators charge thousands of dollars for a minute or 2 minute or a minute and a half, don't look at us crazy. That's what we doing. We're sitting there, and if you want to just, even if it's a second animation, and you just want to turn to the right and blink, I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blink, back, and then play it back to make sure it's smooth. And if it's not smooth, I got to add frames or take out frames. Now, certain animations, you can get away with it, like fast movement. So if I'm throwing a ball across the room, obviously because it's moving at a certain speed, I don't have to draw each frame of him throwing it or whatever because it's fast motion. You could do like what they call a blur. So you do like a drag line. It's called stretching and squashing and stretching. So if I'm here, this is a still motion, and then I want to throw, I would stretch my arm out and make it look all distorted to give that movement of fastness. And then it'll kind of skip frames. But that's most frames don't have a lot of speed or motion. A lot of things are more intricate, like hand motions like this, how I'm doing with my hands. So that requires a lot more frames to do it as smooth as I'm doing it right here. And it gets so technical, it gets so deep, and it's so like you sitting in a desk in front of a bright screen, hours, your back hurting, your eyes burning, you getting these frames though, and you put yourself through torture for a beautiful outcome. And that's all what people care about is that beautiful outcome. You feel me? Everybody loves to see the animation flustering and beautiful colors and art styles and love that. But they forget the process behind it. You don't just type a button and do some AI shit and it just pops out.
Right.
This is manual labor. This is people sitting up hours and hours, long days, early mornings, late nights, getting these scenes perfected. I'm working on a music video right now. And I've been working on it for the last month and a half, but it's coming out fire. So it's like people who understand that's who I love to work with because those are high value clients. Everybody else just sees it from somebody else or sees you do something for someone else and then just automatically tries to adapt that to themselves, not knowing the real time behind it, not knowing the real science behind it, and not knowing the budgeting behind it as well. And people try to paint us artists as like money grabbers or hungry for money. And it's like, no, like if you really sit and really see what it's like in my shoes to do this for you, you'd understand. First of all, if the tables was turned with most of the artists that I've worked with that had this issue, they would be charging tens of thousands for a minute, mind you. So imagine the prices I'm giving for the time that you're asking for. I'm super undercutting myself, but like I said earlier to you off camera, I love the art more than the money. I know the money will come to me. I know that all of that is in my thing. Now I'm not saying that to say I don't handle my business and I don't get my money.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not forefronting for me especially if I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's a project where I feel like it's just strictly a thing for this and I have no relationship with the person, it's just like a random inquiry, then okay, that's different. But like as far as for people I rock with, the projects that is brought to me that I feel passionate about just as much as let's get it done. We handle all that after. Let's do it to do it for the work and the artwork of it. Like I love connecting and bonding with people on a level where it's like, yo, we made that. Before it's all, oh, you gave me this amount for it. We did that. We made this. You feel me?
Right.
That's what's more important to me than the money, because once people see the passion that went behind it, people are going to throw the bag. People are going to be like, yo, we've seen what you did here. We want to give you X amount to do this for us. Now it's a wider range of respect for your craft and more in the budget for you now, and it's going to be even worth it because you put that work in, you put that time in, you looked at it in a way that wasn't like selfish and greedy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how the best opportunities come to you, when you're not greedy and you're not opportunistic. You let it come to you. And my boy Goose had told me this. He said, fuck luck, create opportunity. You feel me? And I stand on that. I live by that. As soon as he told me that quote and that phrase, it registered in my brain and it's burnt in his brain. Like, I don't worry on luck or chance or anything like that. I create my own opportunities. If I know that I want to get next to somebody or do something with someone, I'm going to do what I can to make myself eligible to be around that person and work with that person and do these things. And through that action and through that belief system, that's why I've been able to do what I've been doing and continue on the path that I am, meeting these new people, getting new connections and building new relationships, because it's all about the relationship. It's about money too in certain aspects, but it's a relationship thing first. Like your relationships have to be solid in order for you to even think about climbing the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Because that all plays into that whole quote, which everyone's heard. Is not your network equals your net worth type shit. So I stand on all those principles, and I feel like that's why I am the person I am today. And you know,
yeah, I'm dropping
works.
bombs in the episode. If I could, that was a bomb right there, bro.
No
because there was so much you gave there, bro. Like, first of all, I appreciate the path. Like, you could tell these are experiences that you've gone through. You know what I'm saying? Really things that have done something to you and for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be real, bro. I know I'm not the only person that's feeling this. I had no idea, bro. Yeah. It was that tedious, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
it get like that. It get like that.
Like, now my love, like my appreciation. Here's the thing. I like art, but I may not understand all art.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a painting, let's just say, that someone says this is worth $10,000. Why? Where I feel like it's just a hand.
Yeah.
Right? And then I see something super intricate, and that's 500.
Yeah.
I say that to say you went from a person that started working with people to now having plaques because of your work. Has it stopped the clientele? Because now I feel like, yo, this is not the same kid that was 19 that just started.
Yeah, definitely different.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a different caliber of artist. And what did that do to you? Because I can hear it, that you're more for the artwork.
Yeah.
Did it make you did it change your approach or the way you feel about the work when you felt like, nah, bro, this is my price because what I do? And has that changed the outcome?
Yes and no. So as far as like me, once I realized and had several talks, through family, friends, and other industry vets that kind of like just put that in, just wanted to see me win in this game. They instilled it like, listen, bro, you are on a level that most people dream of being. Like, to say you have a platinum plaque. And mind you, I used to say this all the time. Anyone who really knows me knows this is a fact. Like, I never knew the real weight or real, meaning of what it meant to have a platinum plaque. So when one of my artist friends, Flip De Niro, shout out Flip, when he broke it down to me, he was like, yo, bro, this niggas that be in this shit for years.
Can't get one.
Yeah, can't even get a gold, much
Right.
as a platinum. Bro, you got like 7 of them shits in your crib. Off of just artwork. You ain't even write the song. You ain't produce the song. You just did the artwork for the shit so it could upload to the DSPs. And you got more than them. That alone stamps you as somebody different, bro. Like, that's why when I say my title, it never used to have weight until my brother Lou, which is the same guy who got me the City of Gods placement. He was the first one to connect me and get me my first plaque. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my title used to just be multi-platinum cover artist because the song went platinum, but I didn't have no physical, nothing for it. Then when he's allowed me to get that, bro, it made it real for me. It made it a thing now. Like, this title is real. And once more kept coming, it kind of solidified me as like, all right, yeah, this guy, he is who he is. He's this multi-platinum, whatever. Like, you gotta respect it. So now when he's kind of, Flip was telling me like, yo, bro, like you gotta stand on what you stand on. Like, your work is worth it. You put the work in, you put the time in, you got the accolades to back it up. Anybody who says anything else either don't really fuck with you, just trying to get one over on you, or is just trying to use you.
Facts.
And
shout out to
Flip,
yeah, bro.
yeah,
Like,
because
that's real talk though.
That's real talk. So I'm like, mind you, that was early in the game too, because he had just went platinum for Leave Me Alone. So he was like, yo, bro, that shit is a statement, bro. Like, that shit is a big thing.
That's real.
And there's a couple of people who kept telling me that, but me being the humble guy I am, I'm like, you telling me I could charge niggas thousands of dollars for artwork?
Right.
It kind of, back then I was young, so I was like, it kind of like, not to say scared me, but it kind of gave me that second guess thought, like, y'all sure, bro? Because I don't want to say a price like that, and then niggas look at me like I'm outlandish or something, like, and then I'll lose out on business, or people like, nah, he feeling himself or whatever. But it's like, you kind of have to in a way. Now, you can feel yourself, but you don't got to feel yourself to the point where it's like, you think your shit don't stink, and you become arrogant and develop an ego.
Right.
See, I never developed an ego. I knew my worth, and I've learned over time how to request my worth. Because before, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a very self-aware person. I used to kind of like undersell myself just to, keep the business going. I didn't want to ruin relationships by coming off as I'm charging too much or whatever. But over time, I kind of realized like, no, like if y'all really mess with me and y'all really want to work with me and be a part of like this journey with me and like really work with me, y'all would be able to support me and pay my price. Because it's not like I'm working with no average Joe, somebody who's working class. Like, this is label budgets we talking about.
Facts.
Millions of dollars in the budget for one song. And mind you, what I'm asking for ain't even crazy.
Right.
So I know people who directed videos getting 10, 20 bands for the video. And I'm only asking for like 1-2 bands at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, for a cover, bro. Like,
Fuck, right.
And mind you, you're asking me to do it in literally, let's say the song dropped Friday. It's Thursday night, actually.
Talk about it. Let's talk about how you got the name Flash. Talk about it.
So, and this is all based off true events, literally majority of my stories. So boom, right? I get a call. Yo, bro, XYZ needs a cover. They dropping a song Friday. It's lit. Here's who's on the song. Do something. Okay, it's Thursday night at 8 p.m. Y'all trying to drop, and y'all need this cover by 9 a.m. in the morning. So I literally have to stay up now while I was planning to go do something else with my life. I have to now put everything I had on pause, do this for you. When I do it for you now and deliver it in like 2 hours of you calling me, 3 hours of you calling me, now you want to be Mr. Creative Director. Oh, I want this change, that change, this change, that change, this change. After several changes later, finally get the thing done. Now it's out there. It's posted everywhere. It's blogged everywhere. No tag, no credits.
Crazy.
No nothing.
Crazy.
And then on top of that, hey, the work's done. Everything's, the artist loves it. The team loves it. It's out. Can we handle the money? Oh, niggas go ghost for like 6 days, 7 days. We gone. It's like, hello, y'all still there? We getting it done. And then I get put on the back burner. And then when y'all finally decide to, oh, yeah, here you go. Then you got to put me on a net 30. Now I got to wait 30 days for my payment. So it's like, y'all already had me waiting 2 weeks to just get an answer.
Right.
Now I got to wait an extra 30 days for this shit to deposit. Like, bro. And then at the time, you a college kid. You got bills. You got little phone bills. At the time, I was paying rent and stuff like that. Paying rent, all this stuff. Trying to figure out what my next meal is. And I'm dependent on this bread. And I'm over here just like a sitting duck, just like
waiting on
it. And it's like, bro, why should I have to wait for something that I was rushed to do? That I honestly, it's been times I've been in parties or events, networking events, festivals, even like Rolling Loud, and I have to finish a cover art on my phone and submit it. Like I drew a cover art on my phone. Word to everything.
And this is what makes you special, right? Because first and foremost, your cover arts are not necessarily just one style.
Exactly.
Can you talk about the versatility of going, like, what makes you go, like, when you get, all right, for example, they tell you this is what the song is. What makes you say we're going to go more animation cartoon style opposed to, like, portrait, like, realistic? What triggers the idea?
It depends on a few factors, and it also depends on what I receive as well. Because sometimes I only get the name, and that's rare.
What?
I literally
give you a name.
Like for example, for City of Gods, I only got the name. I didn't even get I'm lying. I didn't even get the name of the song. All I got was 3 emojis, and I was told.
I can confirm this. I can
feel me?
confirm this.
He knows the vibes. He knows the vibe. So
crazy.
I literally got 3 emojis: snowflake emoji, teddy bear emoji, piano emoji.
I could never get something done on those commissions. Those conditions, bro. I could never.
You feel me? And then he's like, "Yo, bro, you got 2 hours.
Facts.
Make it viral."
Literally is what he said, though.
And I'm like, "Bro, what?
Right.
2 hours? Mind you, it was 8 or 9 in the morning that day. Just woke up not too long. I normally wake up 6 a.m. every day just to start my day. You know, I feel like you wake up before the stock market, you're going to get money before the real money makers get money.
So, talking.
So definitely set your alarm clock to 6 a.m. You heard it here first. Feel me? Started my day early that day. Got a few projects done. Wasn't even expecting this call. Then I get the call. He's like, yo, bro, 2 hours. I'm like, shit. Brain firing. Like, what do I do? What do I even do? I spent like the first 30 minutes thinking about what I was going to do. Then something just hit me. And I just started creating. I just didn't even want to overthink it. I didn't want to put too much thought process into it. So I just let it flow. I did 1 and 2 drafts. They was loving it. Kanye wasn't loving it. So I was like, shit. I got less than 2 hours to impress Kanye.
It's a hard man to impress in 2 hours, too.
And just to sit there with that on my mind, I'm like, shit.
What are you doing in that moment? Like, when you know that he's not feeling it so much, like, is there mechanisms? Are you getting up? Are you calling people?
I honestly, because I do have people I can call, but for certain things, they're not going to understand it. It like how if I had another art person I can call, most definitely. And I do, but I don't have them close enough to where it's like we could have that, you know what I'm
Copy.
saying? Like we just cool when we see each other or whatever, just supporting each other. But it's not like that in depth, like, yo, bro, like I need advice. Like I don't have someone in that lane yet. So I kind of just had to sit with myself and just be like, damn, like what do I do? And then that's when Lou sent me a picture of T-Dot because he had just recently passed away. And he was like, yo, see what else you could do with this maybe. That's how I got the idea for the cover art. Then it came to be. It was literally left on red for 6 hours, I believe. Didn't know what was going on. I went out to the whole event. And on my way to the event, I'm scrolling on the gram. I see Fabio post. He had a picture of him, Alicia, and Kanye all black. And I swiped to the second post because it was like one of them third posts.
Right.
And the cover art was there. I said, oh, shit. Nah, they used it. Holy. Like, whoa.
Hard.
It busted my head. And then come to find out later on, I was around Fabio a couple months ago at a show. And he was like, yo, bro, like, I was meaning to tell you too, because I had reminded him, like, yo, I was the dude that made the cover art for City of Gods. He was like, yo, bro, you know, it was a crazy story. Ye was not even jacking the official cover. But it wasn't until Favi himself was like, yo, like, no, I want this as the cover. I don't care what nobody else say. I want this. So shout out to Favi, because if he didn't say that, it would have been a whole different cover for City of Gods right now. And I wouldn't have, you know, been able to do it. So because he personally said, yo, Ye, this is what I want, Ye was like, I bet. And then, you know, history was made. And it is just everything is cemented now. So
fire, bro. So what I want to get to now is your own animation, right? And honestly, I'm mind blown. Like I'm sitting here just really thinking about one, how your opportunities came to you is one thing. The work that you actually do.
Yeah, bro.
Not the rewards you got from them. Like what it takes. Bro, it don't feel like, because you said AI, right? When you said AI earlier, where it was like, is there a way, are you interested in maybe now, hey, there might be a way that I can do this faster? Do you care about that? Or does AI somewhat intimidate, alarm you in some way, like, well, maybe there's gonna be some software that can come and do what I'm doing?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't fuck with AI at all.
Me either, bro.
I don't like the AI shit. I don't trust it.
Okay.
I feel like it's like I don't want to seem like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but that should be too much also, but it sounds too real to not be true. Like certain theories that they come up with or certain things, like it's like, all right, I kind of like the whole iRobot scenario, like it's like that actually kind of, I'm a firm believer of, and I put my tinfoil hat on for those at home. I really do feel like these movies and media be really dropping little hints of like what's happening behind the scenes or what's coming, because it's been so many. For example, Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War, the whole Thanos theory of him trying to deplete half the population so the other half could benefit. That's literally what they in doing right now. They're commencing right now. Kamala Harris was just on the podcast on an interview saying like the way to fight climate change is through depopulation. How does those two things even correlate?
So they wait so long to not take care of what we've been saying to do, to then say, the way to do it is
mass genocide. Let's create a COVID. Let's give them the vaccine that's not really a vaccine, that's really trying to kill you. But man, before they try to
rabbit hole, we about to go down the rabbit hole, right?
It get deep like that, and you know what I'm saying? Like I know it gotta be, even if it's not 100% real, it gotta be some truth to it. So even if it's not 100% that way, something of that nature is playing out. And I just feel like it's very shady business. But to be honest, as far as back to the question before we get like too deep off of it, I just feel like AI is trying to put a lot of us artists out of a job. And the art that they're giving is, you can tell that they're taking and pulling images from other artists and digital artists off online and meshing those styles together to create an image. And everybody's thinking like, oh my God, it's the brand new thing. Everybody's doing these AI generated art and adding AI to their music videos and all that type of shit. And it's just like, that's cool and all, but it gives for a little effect. But it's like, it's not the same when you're just getting a picture made that's in the style of this guy, but because the AI did it in 2 seconds and you only had to pay 99 cents, it like, come on, bro. There's people out here who literally have this thing as their only source of income. So when you deprive an artist of their only source of income, you create a hole now. Like you create this pit of like less demand and no supply. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
it's like it got to go hand in hand. So it's like if you're looking for art, go to a human artist. Go to someone who's gonna. Now I understand certain people, waste time, do all that type of stuff. Obviously, people gonna be people, and if you want to cut corners, I guess. But I still would put up with that than an AI thing, because now what people don't even know either is that when you do those AI generated pictures, when you sign that little waiver thing or like that little agree thing, you're giving that program the ability to use your likeness in anything. So they could use your face and the facial recognition they use to scan your face to make these pictures to use in other databases. And then whoever these third-party companies developing these AI softwares is, they can do whatever with your data. They got your likeness. They got your face. They got all this type of stuff. You can literally use people's facial recognition to go into their iPhone, and then they everything is set up through Face ID now. So your password is Face ID. You could use somebody's face and scan it on an iPhone if you steal a phone, and then get their records, get their bank account information. All that type of shit is attached to your face. So now you're doing that with AI. Now you're giving your likeness away. It's just so much at risk. Versus, hey, bro, here's a selfie of me, draw me. I'm not, what can I do with that besides just draw you? You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot deeper. It's a lot more into it, but I just want to let people research for themselves, because I could talk about it, but it's like, people could look at me and be like, yo, who's this kid? Wait, I still fuck with the AI. So it's like, do your own research, do that at your own will. I personally say it's AIK. Get that out of here. Trusting actual designers and artists. We put the work in. We're going to give you something that AI can never do, which is like real love in the art, real style, real genuine like brush strokes and everything like that, like real art. AI art is just mesh art. Like people, you just like do a little collage and you just make shit. Like AI, leave AI alone. That's how I feel.
You heard it from the man himself. Me personally, I would challenge to say, because I'm agreeing, because to me, I feel like, not even to challenge, just to say, if it can serve the work are you open to use it? And the only reason I ask, bro, because I'm trying to learn how to, let me look at the camera when I say this. All these damn platforms I got to learn to use, to this, to that, the algorithm, to who, to this. It can feel somewhat overwhelming. And just because of the manual labor that you have, I don't feel like it should ever diminish your work. But if there's software that can help the artist, not make the artist disappear, maybe.
Yeah. See, now, if it's used as a tool to like help boost what I got going on, that is a different, like an artist tool made for artists.
Correct.
That I wouldn't be opposed to, because now it's kind of like alleviating some of the stress on my end.
Correct.
And if that could, like, if I had an AI tool that could animate a scene for me, by all means, help me out in the style. And if I could draw an image and it mimics that style and makes the scene, if I type in like, oh, in this scene, little Johnny jumps up and down to shoot a basketball, and it can animate that for me, like in the same style and cadence of my work and my thing. If you feed it that information, by all means, I would love that. But using it as an alternative to me, now that's kind of like, nah, you crossing the line. It's like, it's either me or this.
Right, I understand.
So if it's to help me, I'm for it. If it's against me, I'm dubbing it.
I'm with you.
So
and speaking in basketball terms, just do me an alley-oop for my very next question.
Hey.
You see how you did that?
Yeah.
So I also see that, you've done some work for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. Shout out Brooklyn Nets. Shout out Tier, Nigeria. Shout out everybody that was involved with that.
Can you tell us about that experience? Like, how did that come about?
Yeah, absolutely. So my brother Nigeria from Tier NYC is a big brand out here in New York City. If you haven't heard, go copy you some Tier. So he had a collab with the Nets. They were doing like a merch collab. So what they were doing was an event for the Brooklyn Nets practice in the park. So they were doing like a live practice like they normally do in the arena, but actually in the Brooklyn Bridge Park for the fans, for the community. And they had artists design backboards for the community. So I designed one. It was put up and it's still there to this day. So if you go to Brooklyn Bridge Park or you're in the Brooklyn area, If you see the backboard with the sunset on it and the guy dunking on the light post, that was your boy. So,
Firework.
you know what I'm saying? Make a couple threes, break some ankles on the court for me. And
Firework.
yeah. So, you know, he hit me up. Nigeria hit me up. He was like, yo, bro, I got this dope project. They looking for artists for this. You know, I already did the collab with them on the merge, but they was also, you know, mentioning that they was doing this for the backboard. So I figured this would be up your alley. No pun intended. So
Right.
he threw me the
He threw
alley.
you the alley.
And then, yeah, it came to
Lit.
be. They invited us out, you know, as guests of honor at the event. So we got to meet some of the players. This is back when KD and Kyrie was playing. So I was introduced to them. Got to, you know, share some dope moments and stuff like that. And, you know, yeah, that's my favorite art piece to this day. Like that's the biggest and most firest thing to me that I've ever done. Aside from all my cover arts and all the plaques and all those other accolades, like that right there, it was like special to me because I always wanted to do a big art piece for the community that people could come to and use and see every day. And I used to think to myself like, oh, I'd be doing like, you know, paintings or murals on side of like a, you know, in a store or a restaurant or, you know, the little like draw down like gate, the little metal gate you do with like a spray
sure.
paint or something. I thought it was going to be something like that. But to say that it was a basketball court, the hoop, a backboard for the Brooklyn Nets at that, and it's up in Brooklyn Bridge Park and it's like playable to the community, like at any time of the day, that is a big blessing to me. It not only answers what I wanted to do for the community, but it's like a statement piece at that now too because of who it's with. So it kind of just adds a lot more value to me, and honestly, that's why like it's my favorite thing ever. And just the way the art came out as well too, it was just so dope. And the time frame it took me to do it, I did that in like that version. I did it in like 30 minutes.
And how long?
30 minutes. No
Nah,
cap.
son. 30 minutes?
I did that whole thing in 30 minutes. If I had my iPad with me, if you look at your time lapses after you draw it, it'll show you how in real time how long it took. And the real time, it ended, I think, like 30 minutes and some change. So, yeah.
Fire, bro.
Thank you, bro.
So
Appreciate it.
to say this, bro, what is art? In what is done for you? What does art mean to you? Like, if you could describe what art means to you, what would that be?
I would say that it means expression to me. Art is expression to me. You can literally have any emotion, feeling, thought process and put it on a canvas or paper. Like whatever you're feeling, however you're thinking, whatever you're doing even can be the focal point of any art piece. It can be based off anger, sadness, love, passion, anything under the sun. And that's why I love art. Art is not pigeonholed to one thing. Art is everything. You feel me? Art is everything. Art is, you know, just actual physical traditional art. Music is art. Cooking is art. Editing, camera stuff is art. Speaking is even a form of art. They call it language arts. You get what I'm saying?
Fact.
Performing arts, all visual arts, all it's just so it's like an umbrella thing. Like it's like an umbrella company. Like it has this is the main thing of art, but it has so many subcategories that you can do: drawing, painting, animation, videography, music production, vocal assisting, vocal acting, all that type of stuff is just art. So it's like I'm interested in a lot of things in the field of art. So I'm able to express different emotions. When I'm feeling happy and I turn a mood, I produce beats. I make beats. If I'm feeling more creative, more like in a passionate or in a passion, I paint. I do murals. I draw, like sketching and stuff like that. If I'm feeling real technical and I want to get real like crazy with it, I do animation. I do real technical things, videography, editing. So it allows me to express a side of myself that I can't express with words. You know what I'm saying? It gives me that free range to kind of like be free as I possibly can in all ways. It's like I can be 100% myself and not worry about anything on the outside world. I can literally just lock in and be in my own world, create my own world. You know what I'm saying? Live in that world as well too. So it's like an escape from reality. You know what I mean? And it's the dopest thing in the world. And I just lose myself every time I pick up a pencil, a pen, or any kind of thing to just put my ideas on paper. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I'm addicted to art, for real. So
Where do you see your art taking you in the next 2 to 5 years? Is there a plan that you have, or where do you see it taking you?
So I have a plan right now. So I am an artist first, but my big passion, the thing that I always seen myself doing was animation. I'm an animator at heart. I love cartoons. I grew up on cartoons. All I can think about is cartoons from since I was young. You know what I'm saying? So me having that kind of mindset on just wanting to be an animator, it kind of inspired me to do more art, draw more, and stuff like that. So what I see for myself in the next couple of years and that I'm planning to do is drop my season 2 of my show The Flies, which season 1 is currently out right now on YouTube and on my website. I'm trying to build that into like an Adult Swim kind of thing. I'm trying to have my own network with it. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to really build my own group of cartoons that people could be like, yo, how you come to Adult Swim, you see like Rick and Morty, Family Guy, all that. Like I want a network of cartoons that people could come to my network, the Flash Network or whatever I decide to call it. It's still work in progress. But you know what I'm saying? Like whatever I call my network, I want you to come to this network to be like, yo, I remember the Flies and this one and that one, and then turn into it like, cause my company right now is called Flash Forward Productions. So it's a production company. So I want to produce music. I want to produce movies. I want to produce cartoons and stuff like that. But I'm starting off in the cartoon lane first and then branching off into these other ventures and stuff like that. So me starting the animation company is what I'm planning to do in the next 2 to 5 years. And once I get the proper funding and backing behind it, you know what I'm saying? That's when I have merch ideas, stuff for like toys and based off these characters, you know what I'm saying? Like I have everything literally written down, planned out. Some of the stuff is already in the works right now. Other stuff is, requires later funding and other things to do. So right now, the production company, my animation company is my focal point. That's where I see myself. That's what I'm building towards right now. And then everything else after that kind of just comes secondary as far as like, the music thing with the studio, building a studio to record out of, or building, a production company to shoot live action things, green screen rooms, photography rooms, all that type of stuff. So all of that is in the works. All of that is where I see myself in the next 2 to 5 years. And I'm working every single day until it's reality. So in the next two years, when we look back at this episode, we're going to be like, yo, he did what he said he was going to do. He did that. He did that. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have you right in my corner. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be a part of everything because I appreciate you, for bringing me up here and allowing me to share my story, because it's very tough for me as an artist in this industry to get that message out and support for other artists like me. So I appreciate people such as yourself that give people like me a voice to talk about these other people. And not only because I don't like to come on platforms and just big myself up and talk about myself, because it's bigger than me at the end of the day. Yeah, I've done cool stuff. Yeah, I've done big things and stuff that's worth talking about. But the real issue at hand is that we need respect as a whole for artists like myself. I only come on platforms to preach the word of stability and unity for this type of people. You know what I'm saying? We don't get that much respect. We don't get that much acknowledgement. We don't get this much light. Not a lot of design. Every time I go on a platform, people are like, yo, bro, you're the first graphic designer I had up here. You're the first animator I had up here. Why, though? There's so many dope people doing so many dope things, even bigger than what I'm doing. But they don't get that recognition. Why? Because the artists that they work with don't tag them, don't give them that credit. So they see these dope productions, they see these dope things, but they don't know who did it. So they don't know who to call. They just talk to the artist. Oh, so what was the process like doing that video? That point is where the artist should be like, yo, I called up my man's Kid Flash and we did this and we worked on it. That's where that comes in. But people just like that. Oh, yeah, I had the vision. I came up with the idea. Cap, you didn't come up with anything. You just said, I want to do an animation, find somebody. Then your team went and found somebody. Stop the cap. We know you ain't come up with that idea, my boy. Like, you feel me? Like, it'd be like that, bro. It'd be like that. And it's like, that's why I use my voice, because I know that being that I have these accolades and I have the stuff that people would want to talk about on these platforms, that's how I get them. Like, all right, we could talk about that, but you also gonna hear me when I say this. Because when we put it out, now it awakens people. It gives people another perspective on what it's like to be a designer, to be an artist, to be in my shoes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's different when you hearing it versus when you seeing it. because anybody could say anything. Oh yeah, I did this. Oh, I hired that person. Oh, I did it myself. But did you though? So that's why I like to post these process videos. I like to show people how I do it because it gives them a look inside my world. Like, oh, I could only imagine sitting there for 4 to 10 hours working on one scene alone. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, I come here to advocate for all my other fellow artists. It's not the end of the world. Keep going. This is messages for the artists right now.
Talk to them.
Please, never give up. No matter how many people deny you, no matter how many people say, oh, you're this, you're that. No, you know your worth. You know you're worth it. Charge accordingly. Act accordingly. It's not too much because if it was too much, they would have went to somebody else. But no, they came to you. So being that they came to you, this is what it costs to get with me. If you don't like that, I appreciate everything you do. Don't even badmouth. Don't talk shit about nobody. I appreciate you for your time. Please find it somewhere else. I'll be working on something else. If you want to come and work with me, it'll still be here. If not, more power to you. I hope you find what you're looking for. Clearly, what I had to offer was it, but then it wasn't it. So no hard feelings. It is what it is. You move on. And when you move like that, you have that positive mindset, you kill people with kindness because that's what brings them back to you. Like, dang, maybe I should have gave him his worth. Maybe I should have looked at it this way. And then, boom, magic happens. So,
yeah, I'm going to tell you something right now, man. If you didn't learn something today, I mean, I'm going to just say it like this, bro. I feel like the youth, every time, bro, I get a gentleman, a young man, 25 years old.
yes, sir.
You give me hope that there's still gems in the rough and in the midst of all this noise of kids not paying attention or how things are going in the bad side of like the urban community, bro. Like this was a true gem. Speaking of the arts, bro, not only am I a fan of the work that you do,
thank you,
but the art of speaking you have as well, bro.
Wow.
Like you did numbers today. Like if we gonna chart this, because you was asking me questions before we started. Like, yo, which was your favorite? Your favorite episode, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think I had to say much here. Just blown away of who you are,
thank you,
what you done, and what you're gonna become.
Thank you, bro. And
ladies and gentlemen, Jesus. Let them know where they can find you, bro. Let them know where they can find you.
You can find me everywhere on all platforms at Kid Flash, KIDFLVSH. You can tap into my website. Everything that you need to see for my, work to my cartoons to everything that I got going on is on my website, www.kidflash.com, spelled the same way as my Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Threads at KidFlash1. I make music as well too, so you can just search up Kid Flash or space out Kid and Flash. Spelled the same way. You can find my music there. I make beats. You can check my YouTube out, also under the same name. Everything is also linked on my website just to make it easier for everybody. But that's where I'm at. That's how you find me. And I'll be posting more daily content, animations, artwork with some of your favorite artists, doing other, dope things that I have, in the works. So feel free to reach out. Even if it's just for advice. I'm not Hollywood. I'm not that type of person that,
Bro.
It's like, oh, you got to be a certain amount of followers to hit me. No, bro. You got to have no followers and hit me up and want genuine advice and about, something maybe you're scared to do or just business advice or anything like that. Hit me. My doors is open. I'm not bougie. I'm not Hollywood. If you need it and I can provide it, I will. You know what I'm saying? So,
bro, ladies and gentlemen, another episode in the books, in the Living Room Podcast, where we learn, laugh, and heal. Do us a favor. Go send this to your mother. Share this. Cause look.
Dukes need that.
Look, bro. Look. If this wasn't art that you're not gonna share, why are you here?
It baffles me.
We love y'all, man. We out.
We
that
out
was
here.
amazing, my brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Jesus Christ. I was like...